It started quietly, disguised as research, as progress. The people involved had no reason to think that routine medical care would turn into a horrifying test of human endurance, and for many, a story of profound suffering. This is the true story of an American experiment that shattered every ethical boundary and secretly showed just how far authorities would go when no one was watching and the vulnerable were considered disposable. Throughout the early to mid-20th century, the United States poured immense resources into scientific advancement. Driven by war, fear, and global competition, research moved at a breakneck pace. New chemicals were created, new medical theories were tested. And with that urgency came dangerous shortcuts. Human consent became an afterthought. Specific groups were targeted: prisoners, the poor, hospital patients, and soldiers. These were individuals who trusted the system, who believed that the people in charge had their best interests at heart. They were wrong. In multiple documented cases, American citizens were exposed to hazardous substances without their knowledge. Some were injected with them. Others inhaled chemicals during what they were told were routine procedures. Many were led to believe they were receiving treatment for an ailment. They were not. The symptoms emerged slowly: unexplained fatigue, strange burns, organ failure, severe psychological damage. When they asked questions, the answers were vague and dismissive. Medical records were mysteriously altered or went missing. Their complaints were brushed aside as unrelated, as paranoia. But all the while, the experiments continued. Researchers meticulously recorded every reaction: the pain, the physical deterioration, the behavioral changes, while the participants remained completely unaware of the true cause of their agony. Some of these experiments lasted for years, some only ended when the subjects died. But the most disturbing part wasn't just the suffering itself, it was how casually it was all treated. These projects were approved through official channels. They were funded by the government, reviewed by committees, and justified in the name of national interest. When ethical concerns were raised internally, they were quickly silenced and ignored. Years later, when the truth finally started to claw its way into the light, it came from brave whistleblowers, declassified documents, and the few survivors who could finally connect their lifelong health problems to their past. The public's reaction was shock and disbelief. Official apologies were issued. New committees were formed. Laws were rewritten. But real accountability was scarce. Many of those responsible were never named. Some were even praised for their so-called contributions to science: the victims. They received little more than an acknowledgement, often decades too late. What remains is a chilling record of how easily ethical lines collapse when urgency overrules morality. How quickly human beings